Yes, yes. Welcome. Welcome to the George Mason Show, okay? Thank you. Got my boy Yasim in the background working it out. Yes, yes. Come on now. I got a great show tonight. We got the Most Brothers. Chili, and Dark Gable Most. They're gonna take you through the history, the journey of what the Most Brothers was and is, and the whole thing. But I'm just honored that they're here. You know, they were some of my favorites back in the day, and that's real talk. Cats is mad funny. You know what they did and what they represented, what they brought to the game. You know, and yo, man, like I said, I feel honored, and you know. First and foremost, before we get into that, before we represent and bring them on the show and to the forefront, I just want to talk about some of the stuff, man, and then going on. And my man, y'all, and he think the motherfuckers is going to say what? He said he paranoid and illegal skits with the twin. They're coming out of your shit. That's some deep stuff. We laid that track down 30-something years ago, and it's my man, Robert Yasin Wright, and the tune is called "I'ma Shine Regardless." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yeah, I have the Most Brothers on tonight, like I already said. And these brothers, man, set it off. They did their thing, man, and they were extremely funny, very professional. That was what I loved about them, man, of what they brought to the table for professionalism, if you will. And yeah, so it's the hell of a thing what we're going on here. I'm in New York City, based out of New York. Chili's out on Long Island, and Dark is in Florida. And we got people all throughout the diaspora around in the UK that is tuning in, and it's a hell of a thing, you know. So let me get this together. I was talking about like LeBron, right? LeBron finally did it. He broke that record, and how many years? 20 years, right? And but he did it, and he played 1,405 games when he did it. I think Kareem played 1,560 games, if I'm not mistaken. And so hats off to LeBron James. Big props up, mad props to you, sir, for doing it, holding it down, and breaking a record, man, that stood up for some 30-something years plus, you know. And people fail to realize how difficult. LeBron makes it look easy. He's 38 years old, but he looks like that of a young man in his 20s. And but he did it finally. And also, I want to say that our hearts go out to Syria and Turkey, where they have that situation there with that earthquake, killed over 7,000, what's it, 70,000 people so far. It's a travesty, and it's Mother Nature, and it's just man that that's what's going down, you know. I got a situation over here. I gotta do some stuff. But yeah, but what I want to do before I get into the meat of everything, I want to play this. This is our guest right here. This is who's coming out.
What the fuck are you doing? This ain't the kind of fall over the window. You put some stink looking breath to the zone. Your brother's humming up in here.
My brother's
breast smell like cheese doodles.
cheese doodle.
Light on the cheese and heavy on the doodle. Understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now sing this song out there, do that shit back there.
Why is that there?
They hear you fine. They want to fucking smell you. You fogging up the man's glasses. Now sing the song out here, do that shit back there.
All right, Papa.
That's right. It smell like you got a little man with shit on his shoe running around in your mouth. Now sing the song out there, do that shit back there. All right? From the top. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Remember, that shit back there. Fucking drugs, that's what I said, fucking drugs.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go.
At the end of our show.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go.
That boy got to go.
We hate to leave you, but it's going slow. So good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, y'all. Goodbye. Yes.
Thank you, motherfuckers, thank you.
Yeah, where the hell was this audience when we was up here? All right, good night, y'all. Yeah, come on.
Most brothers. Chili and dark most. Huh?
Yo, man, I want to give a shout out to one of our comics that's sick, man.
What happened?
One of our comics that's sick, man. I want to get your out to get well soon. You know I'm good, Doc. One of our boys is in the hospital. Brad Lowry. I don't know what happened to Brad, man, but I seen it all over the internet. And I just pray that he's gonna,
Brad
fast
sick.
recovery, man. Yeah, it was all over the internet that Brad Lowry's in the hospital. So I don't know what's up, man. I'm just giving God
I
bless
gotta
him,
reach out to
shout
him.
out.
I gotta reach out
Yeah,
to him.
man.
Is that his Wi-Fi or our Wi-Fi?
That's got to be your wife. All that noise you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Chili probably eating again. Stop eating, man.
Chili did what? What What Chili do?
Is that your Wi-Fi or are you eating?
Am I eating? I'm not eating nothing, man.
Okay, that's what's up.
Since you put that
Yeah,
clip
but
on,
like I was saying, the most brothers, that bit. You know what? You know how many times, different comments I heard do that, the cheese doodle joke? Is that
Yeah,
your
but it
joke? Is that
originated with
that
us.
original Most Brothers material?
That originated with
stole
us.
it. They stole it.
I heard Tracy Morgan do that. I heard a few comments. I'm not gonna name any more. I already threw Trey under the bus with that. But he was famous. He was known to do that joke. You know, the cheese doodle. Light on the cheese, heavy on the doodle.
You know who wrote that joke and said we could use it? Uncle Jimmy Mac.
I was just gonna say, I was gonna say I heard Uncle, but Mac had passed, but Jack Mac was gonna, yeah, that was it. He did that. Now you upside down, Chili.
You know,
Yeah,
still
you
a
good
comedian,
now.
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, overseas that long nose though. Now we can see you. Now we can see you.
Can't hear you though.
You should face the other way. You should face the other way so the light is in your face and not behind your head.
What's up, Karen? On the check-in. Say hello to the most brothers, Karen. She's from Wisconsin. On the check-in,
Wisconsin.
and yeah,
Ooh,
she's
that's out there.
she's all the way out there. Yeah, but
She must be
she said
white if she live in if she must be white if she live in Wisconsin. I don't know about no. I don't know. I don't know no black people in Wisconsin.
and she is white.
I see. Well, do I know how to read it?
That's racial profiling, though. That's
Hey,
racial profiling.
it ain't,
You
it
see
ain't racial
her name.
profiling if it's true.
It,
It
that's
ain't racial profiling if it's
yeah,
true.
yeah. That,
You know, I'm sure they got a couple of us out there, but I can't say how many.
that's deep. But you know what? I want to throw some stuff at you cats, man. Um, different pictures and stuff. You know what I want to know? You know who I thought this was at first?
What you thought it
I
was?
thought that was Cool Mo D. That's not
Nah,
right.
no, that was a rapper that was up and coming. The name was, I think, it was Freddie Fox.
Uh-huh.
But that was on. Oh man, we did a video. They had a video with all the rappers, and it was a political statement because everybody was on that set, man. Queen Latifah,
Heavy D.
MC Light, MC Light. Yeah, it was a
Look,
bunch of. It
Fresh
was
was
like
on there. I know the one you're
rappers
talking
came
about.
in.
That was that
I think it
about
was self-destruction.
the violence, self-destruction.
Yeah, yeah. That was that video. We were out there. We weren't in the video. We wound up doing like a bit part in there, but our main function for being out there was we were PAs, man. We were helping people get to the set or letting people they could stand here, you can't stand, but it was a great experience, man, just to be out there involved in that. Because one of our other friends was one of the actors in the video, so we got hooked up.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you breathing so hard, Chill? You look like you're about to give birth. Can't hear you. You muted again.
You
Unmute
are muted
yourself.
again, brother.
Say something.
Who's this, Don?
Oh man, I can't remember her name. I can't remember. She was on. I believe she was on that set too. I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, I can't say who that was.
Chili, who was
Chili, you
that?
remember who that is? Can't hear nothing you saying. That probably was his girl on the side. Ray Garvey. Man, all I can say, man, my hat goes off to Ray Garvey. He's missed. He passed away some time ago, died from cancer. But he when I met Ray, Ray was the bouncer at a comedy club called Pips in Brooklyn. As a matter of fact, I think it was the first club ever made in the country solely for comedy. And yeah, he was a bouncer, and then some years later he took over the room. He became the owner of the room, and once he sold that, he had his own room in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. Then he moved. When he closed that, he started booking all the comics out of New York for the Riviera and for the Borgata. And we used to headline, so we were headlining in the Borgata, and that was out there. Before that, we were doing the Tropicana in Las Vegas, and we started doing the Tropicana in Atlantic City first. We won a contest. Well, we didn't win. We came in fourth out of 84 acts that were basically in a contest out there. The person that won that year was Ray Romano. Ray
Ray
Romano
took that?
won that year.
Is that right?
Ray won that year. That's when Ray used to do that little bit where he had he put a rubber band around his forehead and he go, and by the time he went, the rubber band would
Yeah.
come up and catch his head like a mushroom cloud.
Yeah, yeah.
Doing that bit. Yeah, he came in first. I think a little comic named Nick. Oh man, Nick was deaf in one ear. Can't remember, but Nick came in second, and they had some group called Nuclear Fish or something like that came in third, and we came in fourth. But after that, he started booking us at Tropicana in Atlantic City and Vegas on a regular.
Cameron said that the Milwaukee has a black mayor. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Oh,
And you said the white, yeah,
oh,
white Karen.
I forgot Milwaukee's in Wisconsin. Y'all got some black players out there. I forgot about that.
But she said they
My
has a
bad.
black mayor as well. Yeah.
Well, y'all doing something right then. Y'all doing something right.
She said she guess she got to go to a tanning booth. You know, but you know what's deep, man? You know what? When you guys were doing that under the boardwalk, because we were harmonizing, and Chill's got a voice. You definitely have a voice and stuff, and it was funny. But you know, I heard y'all got in trouble in Vegas, man, with the Johnny Mathis. So like y'all do a bit. I heard Johnny put a hit out on you or something, man.
We auditioned when we did the contest. One of the things we did in the contest was we had a section of our routine where we would have Red Fox and Johnny Mathis. So Red Fox would do a couple of jokes, then he'd bring out Johnny Mathis. Johnny Mathis would come out singing, and Red would be cutting them up viciously with all these different jokes. And so we did it one night when we got booked, and there was a guy in the audience who came over and said, "Yo, man, y'all can't be doing that here in Atlantic City, and you can't do that in Vegas. You got to show Johnny Mathis some respect.
Some respect, yeah.
He runs this town, and blah blah blah, so on and so forth." So we had so basically we took that out of our act, man. We while we were there, we took it out of the act, but that was so we just did we wound up doing another routine, which was Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra doing My Way. So we switched it to that instead. But used to do a lot of at that time we used to do a lot of singing and cutting up and dancing. But why the guy that ran, Bob Kephart, used to run the Tropicanas, and he wanted us to go back to doing what we were doing because we were blowing out the headliners. Once we started doing more comedy than singing and impressions, so he wanted us to go back. But we had fun blowing out them headliners because we knew we were going to headline by the end, like 2-3 days in, we would headline and they would be featuring, and they didn't mind because they knew they couldn't follow us. You
Right.
know,
But who
Chili,
you know whose idea? Yo, Chile.
he's showing us his raggedy living room. We don't even see him.
Not at all. But
Anyway,
whose idea was to have somebody try to follow y'all anyway? I mean, really, you know, because you guys were headline material from out the gate. You know, basically.
Yeah, but when we went, but we weren't heard of. When we did, I mean, we were known in New York, we were known in Long Island, we were known in a few other areas, but pretty much they didn't really know us there. And he had only seen originally, he had seen like what, maybe 10 minutes of our routine. So he really had no idea, other than the fact that he knew we would go over well in Atlantic City, you know, what we were capable of doing. And like I said, so we started, he liked us in a feature position because we used to sing and dance and do impressions. So that would basically buff between the opening act and the closer. But once we started doing more impressions and more comedy, we started basically, the headliners started struggling, so they would switch. It was only a couple of headliners that were able to headline over us, and those boys were no joke. You know what I'm saying? But the rest of them, they were like, hey, look, they can headline. It didn't matter to them because they were getting paid the same amount. We were getting paid the same amount we contracted to do anyway. So, but the owner didn't like it that way. So eventually he was like, look, y'all got to go back to doing it the way y'all used to do it. I'm gonna stop hiring you. And back then they had what you call a 60-day window. So if you performed at the Tropicana, you couldn't perform anywhere else in Atlantic City 60 days before or 60 days after you performed there. Then we got booked to open up for In Vogue at the Taj Mahal. And it was like 45 days since we had been there. But we were like, look, we were getting paid more to do 20 minutes than we were getting paid to do a full week at the Tropicana. So, you know, we took that. So after that, he stopped hiring. You know,
I want to say shout out to Devon Tony and Ricky Jason. Ricky is he's an activist of Dick Gregory, and I want to say he's out in Jasper, Texas, and Devon is he's in local, but he's in New Rochelle, Westchester County. But Ricky Jason, I did a show with him last week. Really, remember what? I don't know if you remember the '98 Dark. We had it was a black man that was kidnapped in Jasper, Texas, by 3 white Klans members and dragged to his death. And yeah, exactly. 1998, mind you. And so Ricky Jason had did a documentary about that, and the brother's name that was murdered by the Klan was Byrd, James Byrd Jr. And the documentary is called. Yeah, remember that, right?
I know the name James Byrd. Yeah, that
James Byrd Jr.
But I didn't.
And that was Ricky Jason was the brother that did that incredible documentary. And yeah, Ricky, God bless you for that. And we got the Most Brothers, and more power to the Most Brothers. And most definitely, Ricky says hello to you guys. We're gonna get Doc back in the room. We got Teresa Ellis. She's got her and her husband, Doc. Teresa, this lady here that says, hey, Teresa, we call her. She goes by the name of Queen Lady Miz, and she has her own show called her and her husband called From the Ground Up Productions. From the Ground Up Productions, yes. And they're on you. They stream mainly out of YouTube. and live streams and stuff, and very productive and proactive. And what's up, Teresa? Tell Ray I said hello. That's her husband. They do a beautiful thing, and we getting more people
How
in.
you doing, Teresa?
We got 566 people in the room now. Where's Doc? It would be good. I don't know
You
if you
mean we're,
guys.
you mean we're Chile? You mean we're Chile? That's what the
We,
Asians used to always do. Chile would be late. They'd be like, "Yo, man, yo, Doc always late." I said, "Man, I'm here. You looking for Chile? That's the one that's always late.
pop in. Yeah, we
Always
got
in and out."
566 people now. Teresa's laughing. I don't know if you guys seen the opening bit, that I played with. I might run it again because it's funny as hell. Because you guys mixed the music in with the comedy, just so smoothly. And I gotta say, you guys were one of my favorite when I first saw you. And I used to always hear stories, not only Ronnie Wilkinson stories, I hear the Most Brothers stories. I became
Man,
tight with
we used
Ronnie.
to
You know that. We get high together.
we used to like working with you, George. We
Uh,
we knew George was gonna set them up right for us. So you gonna say George gonna go in there, he gonna set them up right, and we just gotta bring it home because they're gonna be
yeah,
ready.
and
They're gonna
that's
be
what you did.
well warmed up.
Yo, a
They'll be
class act,
well warmed up by the time he get on. Man, we always have fun working with you, George.
no doubt.
It's
Uh,
so Chile lost again, huh?
I don't know what the hell's going on with Chill B. I'll be honest, but let's try to get him back. We got almost 600 people up in here now, dog. So, yo,
Yeah, he
man,
need to
we
come
take
on.
it home. I know your partner, because I wanted to show some of these pictures and stuff, and let you guys elaborate on it.
Yeah, because I've been doing all the elaborating now. Elaborating
I,
by my damn self.
I,
Remember
yeah,
last time we was on here, we was there on here for damn near 2 hours. We were supposed to be
we
an
did
hour
to
show,
we
man.
we did to
I'm charging you this time. I'm charging you this time. I'm charging you, man.
yeah, we clocking it at 27 minutes, but we getting a nice house. We got 567 people in here right now. I don't know where Chill is. Let me see if we try this.
You
Now it's
got
the
any
living
people in
room
there?
I,
there.
I, I'm watching you guys. I'm
You,
watching you go to work.
why the hell are you watching? You supposed to be. We can't see your damn face.
But yo, in the act, he was always late, Doc.
Always late. If it the only time he used to be early is when I used to lie and tell him, look, man, the show's starting at 8 o'clock. I knew the show was
X
starting at
amount of,
9.
yeah.
Then after about 3-4 times, he said, "Yo, man, you making me get here early." You. So he started coming late again. Oh, now that's Bob Kephart's daughter. That's when we were doing the Tropicana out in Vegas. Man,
Did your
we
dress
used to be up there looking.
how was
We
the
used to get clean as hell.
it was good, yeah, but I was saying, uh how many shows you'll do a night? You'll just the one show?
It would be one show during the week, and then on the weekends, like Saturday, it would be 2 shows. That type thing. But
You're
man, we
working
used
like
to.
what? To what day to what day? Like Tuesday through Saturday or
No, Sunday through Saturday. So we would start the first Sunday we would get there, run Monday all the way through all the way through Saturday, and then we would be out the next Sunday. Somebody else would be in there to perform.
uh-huh.
So it was always a week when we out there. But what we used to do, we do a week there, and then we'd fly out to Vegas and do a week in Vegas, or do a week in Vegas, then come back and do a week in Atlantic City. That type thing.
Mm.
That used to be fun. I never forget we were doing a show at the Borgata. I'll never forget it. And we had a great set that night. So after the show's over, go outside and we greeting people, signing autographs. We had these we used to give out headshots, or we would give out a picture with all this collage. and we would always sign it and give it to them, or we would give them postcards with our names and our pictures on it. And we had this little white couple that walked up. I'll never forget as long as I live. And they were just grinning. They were like, and little old lady came up. She said, you colored guys was so funny. And I said, colored. I said, thank you, hunky. And she looked at me like, she looked at me, no, you didn't. And the people looked at me like, everybody bust out laughing. I said, yes, I did. I said, what color is colored?
Wow.
I never forget that night. And even her husband started laughing, but you should have seen her face when I said, thank you, hunky. She was like,
she couldn't handle that. She wasn't expecting that.
Yo, man, I had to, you got to realize that we're at the age where a lot of older people came from, let's say my father's generation and stuff like that. You got to remember the transition that we made as Black people. We were colored.
Right.
We were Negro.
Right.
We were colored. We were Negro. We were Black. Then we became African American. So, so people that knew us back when would still be saying colored people. Like, what color is colored?
Yeah.
So I had to. You got to be straight. You got to straighten out some of the older generations and let them know that look, that ain't cool no more. You can't say that no more. But sometimes you can tell what somebody means it maliciously or somebody is just saying it, because they don't know no better. And in her case, I think she didn't know no better, so that's why I just corrected it the way I did.
That's why the husband was laughing the way he did, probably.
Yeah.
Her husband got a kick out of that.
That's the way things went, man. I never forget, we would do shows and we would rip up, and then after the show, because we did a lot of white rooms, and we would have people come over with us want to tell us nigga jokes after the show. Did you hear me say that word on stage? I don't say that on stage. So don't tell me none of them jokes when I come off stage.
Right.
Because everybody always had a joke for you. When you did a club, if people enjoyed you, everybody want to come hang out with you after the show, buy you a drink.
Buy you a drink and all that. Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but but you had a certain faction that would basically feel that it's all right to come and tell you, nigga jokes. No, I don't know. I don't use that word on stage. Maybe you didn't catch it. Now we used to snap on everybody, all ethnic groups, all that stuff, but we never used certain words.
Right.
And that word we never used on stage.
Stay away from that.
Unless we were in a Black club. We're in a Black club.
And you're going at it with each other. How you and Chill used to mix it up. A lot of times y'all just be riffing, and sometimes it was spontaneous. I know it's off the cuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we never use it. But if we're in a Black club, we might call one another nigga, but never in a white room or never in a mixed room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a time and a place for everything. We talk that way to one another. But it's just like when you young and you coming up, that you can get away with cursing, but you better not curse in front of mama. You better not curse in front of dad.
Can't do. And that's a fact.
Because there's repercussions to that bullshit. And that's the way we were as far as being out there on the road and doing shows. Because we did like man, we used to do ski resorts and stuff. Man, there was a spot in West Virginia called Snowshoe. Way on the top of this damn mountain, man. And we would crack jokes like, hey, if we go skiing, y'all find us real easy in the snow because we were the only Black dot laying down there, so they would get kicks out of stuff like that. But we would never use the N-word.
N-word.
Yeah.
You ever do Charleston, West Virginia? When you were in West Virginia? No. Charleston, I played a few spots there, and I had this cat come over to me. You do Charleston? I think it was Holiday Inn, one of those spots, but one of them. Where you stay there. You know what I'm saying? You kicking it around, and this dude took the liberty. I was the only black cat there, so he, he knew or he assumed I was the comedian. So he wanted to come up. He said, "Hey, man," he's from Florida, as a matter of fact. He said, "Man, he introduced himself. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you who I am. I'm a car salesman, and ain't a dick swing it." He's telling me he's the best salesman. That's the expression that he was using. Yeah, So he said, "But I'm gonna tell you where you at, boy." And he said, "Boy." Now, like you were saying, yeah, like you were saying with that girl, that lady that said Negro, or whatever
You
derogatory
said
term she
color,
used,
color. Yeah.
colored. But she didn't know this was just the way. Yeah, he was talking how he was drunk. He was inebriated. He had a few drinks, So I didn't, I stepped back. I had to, because you got to analyze the situation, as you know what I'm saying. And because we go to some places, man, where it's huh? So it was like that. So
Yo,
he said, "Yeah, man, ain't nothing. Let me tell you something." He said, "I'm gonna tell you the kind of crowd you got here tonight before you go." And this bar was going up, and I'm drinking to him at the bar. So I said, I said, "Okay." He said, "Listen, I'll tell you." He said, This is West Virginia right here." He said, I'll tell you a joke. Uh, girl comes up to her father. She said, "Daddy, Daddy, I want to go to the prom." Father said, "Oh, you want to go to prom? You don't have to suck your daddy's dick." So she gets on, she sucks, he starts sucking. She said, "Damn, Daddy." Yeah. She said, "Damn, Daddy, your dick smells like shit." He goes, "Yeah, I know. Your brother wanted to go too."
yeah, that's yeah, yeah. Man, we have been in rooms. We have been in rooms,
But
and we have been
you know where
called
I'm coming from.
yeah, yeah. We've been called the N word and all that kind of shit. I never forget we did a room um down here in not Miami, down in we were in Florida. I'm trying to remember where we were at. But where the area we're in, you ain't see no black people there. So
Okay.
we go in, man, and we did our show, and I said one of the biggest laughs we got. We said, "Yeah, when we leave out of here, we going straight to the hotel room and put our rope detectors on the fucking door because we don't know what's going on over here." These people, man, there was a spot we did in Boston,
Okay.
and we on stage and we performing. Somebody said, "Niggas." Shit. I stopped. I stopped the show. I said, "All right, now, who said that?" Nobody wants to stand up and say nothing. I said, "Who said that?" I said, "Cause have you looked up the definition of nigga?" I said, "It's an ignorant person." I said, "Whoever yelled that shit out is the nigga in the room." I said, "Where the nigga at?" And they all stood up and gave me a standing ovation
Wow.
for calling that person out.
I'm
Another
calling
time I
them out.
had another time we were doing a show in Long Island. This young kid, we were tearing his ass up though. It was one of them prom nights. You know how them prom kids be lit before they get there. Then they want to try and talk shit to you. We was tearing this one kid up. He called us niggas. I stopped the show. I said, "Hold on now." I said, "That's something I ain't gonna deal with." I said, "If you think that's who I am, come on outside and I'll show you who the nigga is." I said,
Yeah.
because we will stop the show right here. So we dealt with that kind of stuff, man. At the same time, it was all about there's times when you got to put people in their place. Uh,
Like like like
and
like,
it's
like Pips. Pips was a heckler's room, basically.
oh
It could get real raunchy there. All of them Italians, it was just basically like you had said something earlier, and then break it down to our viewers. Like when you were saying we played like white rooms and black rooms, there's a distinction because I know when Tony Camacho had that room in Jersey, Rascals, that was
yeah,
designated
I remember
as a
wrestling.
white room by Bobby Collins. I used to do the Wednesday night Bobby Collins show, right?
Right.
And yeah, Tony had that. I didn't understand why you guys never hooked up with like a Rick Messina or Camacho. I know you were with Rick for a little while. I don't know how long Rick had you on.
That you just said it right there. That's why we really didn't hook up with we hooked
Anybody
up
else?
with them for we hooked up with them for work from time to time. But you know how most of those managers back then were double dipping. So a lot of those managers were managers and agents. So basically, a lot of them had their own rooms. So if they had their own rooms and they were managing certain comics, those comics were always in those rooms.
Right. They kept them
Every
busy.
now and
Yeah.
then, right. Every now and then, if they needed a little change of pace, they'd bring in somebody else to perform. But primarily, their comedians that they managed would get the most, would basically be working out of those rooms. It's like us, man. We had Rick Morgan he had like, who knows, maybe 8, 9 rooms out in Long Island.
He had a
And
bunch of firehouses
so
too, though, Rick, at that
right.
time.
So we would basically be booked. And we had a mailing list of over 10,000 people out there in Long Island. So whenever we would
Okay.
go to do a room out there, Rick
It
would
was
send
packed.
out the mailing list and
It
let
was
them
packed.
know, hey, so we always could get paid whatever we wanted. Matter of fact, we had groupies that would come out there and do certain routines with us, you know.
Okay.
And we had a ball out there, but that's how it was. So basically Camacho, man, we were cool with Camacho, but Camacho basically handled his own people. Messina handled his own people. So most of their
Tim
people would
Allen.
do their rooms.
You got
Yeah,
Tim
yeah.
Allen and took it to a whole nother level. Because I know I was in Cancun with Ronnie, right? Wilkerson. And I was there 2 weeks, 1 week, did a thing with Danny DeVille, you know Danny, and the comedian, and Jim Florentino. I was there with those guys. Okay. And then
I did a show with show with Florentino recently, down here in Boca Raton. Anyway, cool dude, man. Go ahead.
he was cool. Is he still with Howard Stern? The Howard Stern show?
I don't know.
He didn't know. He didn't give his credits as that. Because that before when
Well,
I worked, I think
he
Jack
gave his credits
Martin.
as
Uh-huh.
well. That was one of his credits, but everybody, that might be one of your credits, but that don't mean you're still there. You know what I
Right.
mean?
He moved on.
So,
Right. And
so I don't.
the
I
second
don't.
week when I was leaving, I was there in Cancun. Jimmy Brewer, and
I remember when Jim first started. He used to open for us at oh man, there was a club in Yonkers, Grandpa's.
Grandpa's.
Grandpa.
That's Frank D'Amico.
Grandpa's.
Frank D'Amico. Wasn't that Frank D'Amico's room?
Yeah. But remember, Frank D'Amico originally was a bouncer there before he became the owner. That's when it was called something else. What was it? What was the name of the club then?
I only remember
You remember
Grandpa's.
Chili? Well, Grandpa's
What
basically.
was the room name?
I think it was Shooting Stars.
There you go.
I think it was Shooting Stars, and then after D'Amico took it over, D'Amico was friends with the guy that played Grandpa on the Munsters.
Oh, Al.
Al. Can't remember Al's last name.
I know you.
But anyway,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but that's so Al gave his name, allowed D'Amico to use that as the club's name. And then they got one there and they had another one. They had another one that they put in Staten Island. So
But
you had
yeah,
two Grandpas.
I remember Shooting Stars from Staten Island as well. Yeah. Remember
Matter of fact, the only person that ever followed us in Shooting Stars was Charlie Barnett.
let me
And
get
that's
that
because we
flyer
told him
there.
we we told him we don't want to follow Charlie Barnett. Let
Nah,
Charlie go on. Let Charlie close. And Charlie
listen,
killed that room that night.
he used to tear it up because when Charlie, a lot of people tell who Charlie Barnett was, and he was basically at some point he was a street performer. He was out there with Albert Owens and Rick Avilas used to be out there in Washington Square, and Charlie
Rick
could
Avilas,
make about
that's when Rick
500.
Avilas,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and Rick Avilas used to run. As a matter of fact, Rick Avilas had a comedy team partner called Xerox.
Xerox. Yeah, listen,
And,
Xerox. How did he get his
and
name?
those two used to run together.
How did he get his name?
Don't ask me, man. I just know Xerox forever. But Xerox was good for doing impressions. One of his impressions was
Columbo.
Columbo. Excuse me, and he'd come out there with the damn cigar and shit. Man, he was hilarious. He was hilarious.
He was funny.
But Charlie, a lot of people don't know that Charlie was supposed to have Eddie Murphy's slot in Saturday Night Live. A lot of people never knew that. Charlie had passed the audition and they were going to give him that slot. But then they found out that Charlie couldn't read. And that's when he lost that slot to Eddie Murphy. And from there, Charlie went down to Miami and played the
Miami Vice. He was Noogie on Miami Vice.
Man, yeah. The snitch on Miami Vice.
You know, because the first time I was watching Miami Vice, Bruce Willis had came on and played a drug dealer. I was beating his girlfriend and stuff. He had it was fly, you know, indoor swimming pool and stuff like that. I saw Willis. I said, "Damn, this guy, he got something." He was, you know, just Bruce, just doing his thing. But that Nookie character was incredible. Yeah, and he took that to a whole nother level. There's your partner.
Yeah. And then he was in, and then when he really went crazy was when he did DC Cab. And he was wearing that wig with them rollers in it. That shit had me crying. Especially when they got stuck on the train tracks that night.
But Charlie could make about 5. What happened? What happened, Doc?
Chili crying. Ask him why he crying. Why you crying?
Yeah.
Why you crying, bitch?
Yeah.
Keep going in and out. Yo, could you hear me, George? George.
Yo, B.
You need to get you some real Wi-Fi, bitch.
Yeah, man. You got that shit at Kmart. I don't know where the fuck you picked that shit up at. Real talk.
Every time he come on, it sound like he got bubble gum in the crack of his ass, and his ass is chewing. Cause all I had, what is that, man? You got a midget behind you licking your ass?
See, I'm gonna tell you.
I like when you're muted. I like when you're muted. Unmute.
He gonna get it right because he got to get back at you. You tearing him up, Doc. You got a chance now to get in his ass. You know what I'm saying?
By the time he get it right, we'll be off the air.
Show's over.
You fat ass.
Yo, this is some of the many characters you cats used to. You know, but you know what? Like I said, when I was on the road, you know, going to gigs and stuff like that, you know, but I still want you to tell the audience, right, about the distinction between white and black rooms. You know, what that means and stuff. Yeah.
Really, there's, you know, what it is
for black comics.
We worked with a lot of comedians. We worked with a lot of comics, black and white. And what was funny was that the black comics that always just worked the black rooms were scared to do white rooms.
Right.
And then the black comics that always worked the white rooms were scared to do the black rooms. So my whole thing is, look, I ain't gonna be scared to work a black room because I grew up black, so I know how to fucking come in the black room.
Right.
So it was just about being
But you
it's
got
just
some
that
black families that couldn't work a black room, huh? Am I
yeah,
lying? Because
because of
when
the fact you're
Chris
not
Rock
lying.
came uptown, they threw chicken wings at him, huh? Yeah, when he went
We
to
had a lot
Uptown,
of
the
comments.
National Black Theater, he got chicken wings thrown at him. I'm not talking about doing the
We had a
snaps. The snaps was a whole different thing altogether. That was
oh
an animal
that was a
within
whole nother
itself.
animal.
Yeah, Monterey Ivy used to
Hmm.
host that. It was brutal. Yeah, Uncle Jimmy, Catsmen that are just naturally funny, that can snap and stuff like that. They might not have been great with their stand up, but they could snap. They wrote snaps. Tracy
Yeah,
Morgan was good on that snap venue. Artie Fuqua was also good on that. You know, Artie, with Trey and stuff. But you know what I'm saying. But yeah, tell the audience,
yeah.
what it was as you was going in. Hmm.
Well, like I said, actually, it's just what I found out. It's just about finding the material that relates to everybody. So if you're doing, you can tell the same joke that you might tell in a black room, you can tell in a white room. It's just about um, making it relatable to them because we all, whether people want to realize it or not, we all go through similar shit. It's just that black people deal with it one way, white people deal with it another way. So it's all in finding the things that people can relate to. In our cases, we always found like we did a whole play on who's on first, like who's the hoe on First Avenue, what's the hoe on Second Avenue, I don't know the hoe on Third
That's
Avenue.
the take from Abbott and Costello. Who's on
Abbott and
first?
Costello. Now there was a this kid Arnold Acevedo rewrote it for us.
I don't know what's funny.
It Yeah, Arnold rewrote that whole thing for us, and basically, what once he rewrote it, we were able to do that in the black rooms and the white rooms. So it's just like we could do certain characters. Um, okay, case in point, when I first started doing stand up, one of the impressions I used to do was Mom's Mabley, and I noticed that when I did it in a white room, white people be
They
like,
didn't know who
Like
she was.
they
Right.
had no a lot of them didn't know who she was. But then I realized that Mom's Mabley sound very similar. She had the same cadence as Red Fox.
That's
And all I
great.
had to do
That's what it
was
was.
take the voice, and all I had to do was just drop it a little lower. Everybody seen Sanford and stuff. And I right away,
You're right. Yeah.
they got the damn jokes. They got them. They understood exactly what shut up, you big dummy. They, they would get it. So, it's just like any room you do. Like case in point, Chili would do Rodney Dangerfield, which was great for
It's
an older
excellent.
black crowd, and it was great as far as the white rooms. But then if you go into a young crowd, you can't do that no more because they don't know who the hell that is.
They don't know who Rodney is. Yeah.
So it's about basically um tailor make tailor making your stuff to fit each room.
You see
So
what
it
Karen
doesn't matter
said?
whether
Karen said black rooms were after prime time. I guess she might be referring to like the Def Comedy Jam and stuff like that. But yeah, Black Rooms was raw, man, because it was just just pulling out the
everybody thought
stop.
they were the Apollo. Everybody
Yeah,
thought every black room feel that it's like the Apollo. If I don't like you, I got the right to boo your ass. Whereas with most white rooms, um, they were much more polite, so to speak. Now, if you at the same time, all of the little city rooms that we used to do were mixed, and you really didn't have to do more than 10 minutes in a lot of those rooms.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because everybody was just trying to hook up a set that they could do for TV.
Right,
So everybody was working on 3 minutes, 3 minutes and stuff like that. So,
right.
but if you decide you're gonna go do a black room, it's a whole nother story. He ain't come with this midget again, man. Why don't you cut it out, man?
What midget?
We got it sound. Oh, we got the sound. remind me of my boy a lot, Chill. Floyd, man. He's fucking crazy as fuck too. But you know what? Yeah, you do got a problem
Why
with your
your eyes?
Wi-Fi.
Why
You
your
gotta get that shit. He's twisted.
yo? You need some Visine, man. Your eyes match your hat.
Yo, man.
Yo,
George,
yeah, you know
yo,
what? Yeah, Chill. What? You know he gonna blame me for this, dog. I'm gonna have to hear his mouth about, this, that, and the third and whatnot. Yo, B, you heard what your partner said, right?
Stop messing with
Huh?
that bootleg shit you got, man.
Nah, you can't hear him. But yeah, I want to say a shout out to Devon Tony. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. And yo, so it's all good. We got 566 people in the house tonight to see the Most Brothers. And like I said, I used to always hear stories on the road about the funny, the classy Most Brothers. When I was in the car with the white boy, with the white cats on our way to a gig or whatever. I worked a lot with Ronnie because Ronnie never played a black room until I took him to the Boston. I don't know if you remember, you ever played that room over there, Boston Road Ballroom. I don't know how I got that room or
I,
whatever, but yeah,
in the Bronx, in the
in the
Bronx.
in the boogie down, and they was ready
I
to
think
run.
we
They
did
were
that.
ready to chase Ronnie. They were ready to come at
We
Ronnie.
did
Did
that.
something. You know what I'm
Wasn't
talking
that the
about,
room
right?
that yeah, wasn't that the room that uh they had a brother that used to do videos. He used to be at that room, video
Hmm.
jukebox or something like that.
Oh, you talking about
You
Ralph?
know what I'm talking about?
Ralph McDaniels?
Ralph McDaniel. Didn't he do something in that room from time to time? Didn't he
From
record his
time to
shows
time.
there?
Yeah, but I didn't. I wasn't there. I grew up with Ralph. Ralph played football with the Long Island Tomahawks, and he went to Bayside High School. That's where I went to school as well. But yeah, I know Ralph for
Oh,
for for a long time. I grew up. That's I grew up with Ralph. But
yeah, we had the
yeah.
Tomahawks in Brooklyn too, but there was a gang and they chased you and kill your ass. Not the same Tomahawk. You,
Where's
when you
my
got your check payday during the summertime when you work for UCOR, you knew what banks not to go to. If you go to the wrong bank, they taking your shit. What is Chili doing, man?
You're right, Phil?
I tell you, he's laying up with some little person over there, man.
Something going on. But
Something
yeah,
going
so
on. You all right, Chili?
let me ask you, how
Unmute,
many
man. Unmute, man. Say something.
and
Stop
Chili's a
picking
funny,
boogers and say
funny
something.
dude, man. Chili's very, very funny. He could sing, play the piano. Did y'all ever incorporate the piano with your act? Like when you were in Vegas?
No, if there was a piano around, his ass would go jump on it.
Well, you did
Definitely.
Dangerfields.
But he only played one damn song.
What was that?
Something he made up. Didn't
Now you
play
laugh.
nothing else. Anytime he get on the keyboard, he playing that one damn song, showing his ass like he really playing. And then you say, well, play something else. He be like, I'm tired now. I'm tired.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the
Yo, man,
song.
unmute,
He played
man.
that shit for me. I called him one time. He said, "Yeah, check this out. It's probably the same song that you talking about."
Same song, man. Same song. It's just like he used to have one poem. He had the same poem. He said he wrote it in elementary school. Still doing the damn poem at 50 years old. He was still doing the same, slowly riding. Easy does it. I'm like, man. Come on, Pussy Willow. Pussy Willow. Pulling Pussy Willow. I said, pulling what?
You know what?
Unmute, man.
Unmute your shit, chill. Yeah, unmute your shit. Can you?
Looking like Mr. Potato Head and shit. Don't he look like Mr. Potato Head?
Exactly like him, his twin brother, man.
Upside down and shit.
But
Unmute, man. Your lips is moving, but we ain't hearing a damn thing you saying.
I know a lot of cats, man.
Never mind, stay up.
They told me, man, the cats was like, the most brothers, man, yo, George, if they talk about they're going to get gas, tell them you're getting out now. I'm not going to go to the store. But I heard that. I heard that story, yo. I heard that story.
Hold on.
Huh?
In my defense, okay, people, you got to know the history of the Most Brothers. Now, first of all, the way that Most Brothers was running, Chili and I started a comedy team called Tucker and Hines. That's how we started.
Wait, slow down. Back up. What year is this?
That must have been early 80s. Anyway, we started a comedy team. We met in the comedy class, and the woman said, "Oh, you two guys are funny together. Y'all need to work together as a team." So we teamed up. We worked together for a year. We used to do churches and stuff, but we had to also, we did some other spots, but we used to always clean it up when we did the church. So all of a sudden, I used to teach modeling on 44th Street in between Avenue Americas and Broadway. So the guy that was the director of the whole thing, he said, "Look, I'm giving a New Year's party. I'm going to hire you and your brother. Y'all come and do the show." I said, "All right, cool." So I get there New Year's, took my sister with me. We hanging out. We waiting. The guy keep coming to me, "Yo, man, where your partner? Where your partner?" Chili never showed up. So we didn't talk. We stopped talking. So then I said about a year after that, I found out that he teamed up with another dude named T.
Well, hold up. So you guys, now Chill never told me this. This is the thing. That's what T right there.
That's T Most, right? That's T Most.
The greatest comedy team, the Most Brothers, Comic Relief,
right,
87,
right,
and so on and whatnot.
Right. Chili.
Yo, you ain't never told me this. Go ahead, dog.
All right. So those two worked together for about 3 years. Rick was managing them, and all you heard was the Most Brothers this, Most Brothers that, most.
Right.
So I was
right.
Like, cool. So then, I worked with Chili and T. I opened up for him 2 different occasions and shit. All right. One gig I know was in Staten Island. I remember that shit. And they was fucking with me. We on the Staten Island ferry going over to Staten Island. And I'm going over my material, looking in my book. Here go Chili. "Yo, man, what you doing? You studying, bitch?" So he started laughing. He said, I hope this motherfucker's funnier than that. He got to study his shit." So 2 of them just snapping on me.
They coming down on you, B?
So at any rate, I had a great show. We had a good time. So at any rate, a few years go by. All of a sudden, I get a call from Chili. Like, "Yo, man, what you doing these days?" I said, "Man," so I'm doing my solo shit. At the time, I was doing Pips, and I was doing a few shows in the village and stuff like that.
Right.
So Chili was like, "Yo, man, I'm basically him and his partner, him and T, and went to go do a gig one night. Got into an argument, and they got into a full-on fist fight in the parking lot.
What? Yeah, this before the show or after the show?
Before the show.
Nah.
Before the show.
Nah.
Went inside to do the show with black eyes, busted lips, and all that kind of shit. Swole up mouths. They said it was the best show they ever did. But after the show was over, Chili called Rick and said, "Yo, I can't work with this motherfucker no more. He put his hands on me. I'm done." I can't work with him no more. So then that's when Chili said, well, look, man, if you interested, well, you know, because I know you really ain't making all that much right now working solo. He said, I can hook you up with the team. So Rick said, well, look, I don't know who this dude is. He said, I tell you what, they having a contest in Atlantic City. It's, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks away. He said, look, you guys put together a routine and go get in the contest. And let me see how y'all do in the contest. If y'all do good in the contest, then I'll team y'all up. And the rest is history. After that, we teamed back up, and we were working for like about 30 years, man. We were working together.
This
You know,
this
so
is the show that
that's
we
how
were
that went.
talking about before with Charlie Barnett. You got Paul Mooney on
Yeah,
this.
well, that was
Charlie.
yeah. We used to work with Charlie in the village in around the fountain. You know, down
Okay.
in the village.
Yeah, with Albert
Washington
Owens and
Square
all
Park.
of that. Yeah.
Right. But that show there, yeah, we were working with Laugh One Out.
Mooney, Martin
They used to run
Lawrence, and Chris Thomas. Chris Thomas, a very funny dude out of DC.
yeah, that's when he was the mayor of what was it, MTV Raps?
Right. Right.
No, BET. But yeah, man, they had that was a show there, man. I think we did the Apollo like 3 different times. But we used to do a lot of shows on the sound stage. And as a matter of fact, we started doing the prototype to the Uptown Comedy, not the Uptown Comedy Club, the Apollo Comedy
Word.
Club.
Word.
Oh, Chili's on. See, he's still using shit like Word. You know that nigga old.
Word. Hey, Doc, tell George about Dave Heenan.
What?
Tell
What'd you say?
George about Dave Heenan.
Oh, Dave Heenan. From
I
the
think I
improv.
didn't I tell you that story, man, last time I
Island?
saw?
But Dave Heenan? No, I don't think so.
Yeah. All right. When I teamed back up with Chili, I'm hearing all of these stories and everybody coming over to me telling me how much they hated the Most Brothers because the Most Brothers was prejudiced. They didn't like white people and all this other stuff. And I was like, man, that ain't, oh, and they robbed the gas station. That's all bullshit. I don't believe none of that bullshit. So, oh, they always late, they always this, they that. So we team up, we start working. They had a brand new club that the owner had sunk $1 million into the room called Rags to Riches. Beautiful room. Oh man. All white, white
Decor.
couches and
Everything. Yeah.
booths. Booths were white. I mean, tables white. They had a on the stage, the backdrop was painted and embedded in the wall. It was a New York City skyline with lights, actual lights in it. And we used to work with Chris Rock and I mean, I could go on with all the people who used to come through that room. So anyway, they book us. It's our first time going in the room. When we get in there, there's this white dude that's hosting named David Heenan. I don't know him. I never met him. And the dude he's standing there giving me all these, grilling me real hard. I'm like,
Ice grilling you. Yeah.
yeah, he grilling me. And I'm like, yo, man. So eventually I walked up to him and I said, yo, man, why you giving me all these fucking dirty looks? I don't know you, man. I never met you before. Oh, you ain't you one of the Most Brothers? I said, yeah, I'm one of the most. He said, well, you know, I don't like the fucking Most. I said, well, hold on. When was your beef with the Most Brothers? So he started running shit down. I said, well, that's before I was in the fucking team. I said, don't put that shit on me. You know, whatever you had with Chili, you can carry on with Chili, but I wasn't there. Anyway, so he starts running down the story. I said, well, what is it that they fucking did to you? He said, man, we were on our way to a gig. And David Heenan had did time down here, somewhere down here in Florida. He did like 10 years or something for some shit.
He did a stretch, I know.
But anyway, but Heenan wasn't rap right. Anyway, so I said, yo, man, so what's the deal with you and Chili? So he said, man, they were on their way to a gig, him, Chili, and T. And he said they're on the way to a gig. Said next thing you know, Chili started talking shit. Now, anybody know Chili? Chili always talking shit.
He's gonna talk shit. Yeah, that's Chili.
Yeah, that's Chili. He gonna mess with you. He gonna do whatever he can to try and get up under your skin to make people laugh, because that's Chili. He want to make everybody laugh. So he had pissed Heenan off. I don't know what he said to Heenan, but Heenan was like, stop the car, pull the car over. I'm gonna fuck you up. Pull this car over. So Chili like, oh, you gonna fuck me up? Chili was driving. He's like, oh, you gonna fuck me up? So he pulls over. He said, you gonna fuck me up? Really? Come on, let's go. So Heenan jumps out the car, closes the door. Chili opens his door like he getting ready to get out, slams the door shut, and drove off and left Heenan standing on the fucking highway. They drove down to the next exit, get off, come back around, and pull back up to him. My man is heated as hell now because he was walking to the next exit. Then every time he go to grab the handle, Chili start pulling up. Every time my man go to grab the handle, Chili inching up. He like, so he told me he really wanted to beat Chili's ass and blah, 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 so on and so forth. So that's the story Chili wanted me to tell you about Heenan. But Heenan did not like the Most Brothers. And I was like, so eventually Heenan was like,
didn't he know that you didn't have nothing to do with that though? Didn't he know you didn't have nothing to do with that?
Yeah, well, after we spoke, he let it go with me. But he still couldn't stand Chili. He was like, but that was Chili, man. That was the kind of shit Chili used to do. Chili, if you be in the back in the green room and you a new jack, Chili will walk up to you before you go on stage and say, yo, you better be funny, motherfucker. And walk out. You know, that's
just
Chili.
fucking with people.
And I'd be telling him, yo, man, Chili don't mean nothing, man. He just fucking with you. Don't let him get in your mind and shit, because you know, that was just Chili, man.
For a young performer, that would fuck him up. When you say something like that to somebody just starting out, you just ruined them. You wrecked them, man. Their confidence, everything. They don't have too much confidence in the beginning anyway. Yeah.
At the same time, for the ones that hung and got past that, they became strong damn comedians.
Right.
You know, but for the most part, that was Chili though. That was Chili used to always fuck with people, man. Matter of fact, he fucked me one day so bad, I told him, pull a cove. I'm gonna fuck you up.
You get ready to go at it. Yeah.
We was getting ready to go at it. Chili was laughing. He said, man, you ain't gonna fuck up no. And what it was what saved us was that we had another friend of ours that was driving. He was like, nah, man, I ain't letting y'all out on the road, because if I let y'all out on the road, something bad gonna happen. And that'd probably be the end of the Most Brothers. And I was ready at that time, you know. But that was, you know, that's how some people are. You ever been around somebody that's just gonna be on 24/7?
They are on.
And there's some of us,
you know, Trey's like Ronnie Wilkinson was like that. Quentin, I don't know if that's your boy Quentin Hayes.
Sometimes you want to
shit all the fucking time.
Sometimes you want to relax though. Sometimes you want to relax though. Sometimes you want to think about your shit. Yeah, especially depends on where your mind is. You ain't always, you know, you ain't always in a joking mood.
Nah.
You know,
but they just some people are. It out. You got these guys, you go in the club and they just want to, they want to try material. They want to test material.
It's just like certain comedians don't have no routine. Certain comedians, their whole shit back in the day was just getting on stage, fucking with people in the audience.
Fucking with everybody.
That was some people's routine. You know, and a lot of those comedians, sooner or later, used to get their ass whipped for that. I know a couple of comedians that got their ass whipped for just picking on people in the audience.
But you know what? Um, like with these guys that are getting rushed for the stage now, you would figure that shit would happen sooner or later. I don't know. Remember Steve Solis?
Yeah, man. A matter of fact, he posted something. He posted a picture with me, him, and Chili the other day.
Okay. Steve used to have that room. Steve Good People used to have that room, the West End Cafe on 113th, right off of right across the street from NYU. Good room, man. You had
yeah, another room downtown. Yeah, another one downtown Brooklyn too. Yeah, one downtown Brooklyn too. Oh, but when you talking about up on the west side, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I think that's where we met.
West End Cafe.
We met Dave Chappelle when he was young. In that
Chappelle,
he was real young then. Yeah.
Chris Rock, Dave Attell, Reggie McFadden. You had Jetta Jones, Lance Crawford, Dwayne Kennedy. All them cats used to come through.
I had so much respect for Dave Attell for a number of reasons. We used to work with him. There was Ray Garvey had a room, another room in Staten Island, near a bowling alley or some shit. But we did a show, and Dave would come out with this French accent, and he'd go, and you, and then he'd name somebody. He said, I think I'll call you, you'll be called Lick My Balls. Yes, you'll be Lick My Balls. And me and Chili used to be laughing our asses off, right? So when we come on stage, because he was featuring for us, we come on stage and we do our little shit, and then we stop the music and we say, all right, now, where's Lick My Balls? Because I need my balls licked right by now. So we did that. The audience, we do a callback to his stuff. The audience used to cry, laugh. So then one show, Dave didn't do it. We was like, yo, Dave, why you ain't do it? He was like, yo, man, I felt that y'all was like kind of stealing my shit. Man, we wasn't stealing your shit. We were basically doing a callback to your stuff.
Tagging on it. Yeah,
right, because it was so funny. But years later, he was doing the Comedy Cellar. Nobody knew me in the Cellar.
Okay.
I hadn't been doing stand-up for a while in the city. So I go and I'm hanging out at the Cellar, and he said, yo, man, what you doing? I said, nothing. I'm just chilling. He said, come on, be downstairs. So we go in, and he sits me in the little area at that table where most of the comics usually be hanging out. So the guy, the waiter came over and wanted to charge me a 2-drink minimum. My man said, nah, man. He said,
he's on his show.
Give him whatever he wants. Give him whatever he wants. It's on me.
On me, yeah.
And I never forgot that shit. I never forgot that because he didn't have to do that. But that was one thing. That was one reason why I, respected that guy, man. He didn't have to do that.
And he's a funny cat too. Very, very original.
Funny as hell.
Yes.
Yo, man, why you making all that damn noise when we talking?
Oh.
Yo, George, next time you do that, stick something in his mouth for me, man.
No, I think I was gonna say I think you got that handled.
No, that ain't my job. That ain't my job, brother.
No, but I heard that thing about you robbing the gasoline station. That's why they told me, white boy, was like, yo, you work with the Most Brothers. If they say they need gas, get out, George. I'm like, what? You don't want to go to the gasoline station with them? They robbing gasoline. I'm like, they rob gasoline stations. Nah.
Yo, Chili, where did that rumor come from? Where you go now? See, that's why we don't work together no more.
Showing
I'm doing the show by my damn. I'm doing the show by my damn self now.
Yo, what I'm gonna do? We coming up on an hour and 20 minutes, Doc. We covered a lot of ground.
You and me, you and me, and him popping in every now and then.
and we went over this shit, man. But I want to play like, for the because we got almost we got 65 people in the room right now, and
Oh, his fat ass is
Ricky
back. Yo,
Jason,
where's your neck? What
Ricky
happened to your
Jason
neck,
says
kiddo?
you guys are legendary, and yes, you are. And let me big you
Thank you,
up,
Ricky.
and that's Dick Gregory's uh, protege, and he's great. Got to check that documentary out as well. I met Ricky through I had Danny Simmons, Russell and Run's older brother on. He's an abstract artist, and he had a loft up there in Brooklyn at one time. He's in Philadelphia now, Danny. And Danny Simmons, I had a nice interview with him. Beautiful. It was he was opening up, working with Malcolm Jamal Warner that weekend, and Ricky happened to be watching the show,
Yo,
and Ricky tuned in,
Malcolm
and that's how it
Jamal.
happened.
Malcolm Jamal is probably one of the nicest brothers
He's
in the
down to
world.
earth, and he could. I didn't know he played that bass. He's on the
Yeah, we met
yo
him.
chill.
We met
Did
him
you
when
know
he
he
was
plays that
young,
bass?
man. We met him when he was young.
Do you know he plays the bass?
Chili don't even know who he is right now. Look, what you doing?
No, I keep saying chill. I don't know why I keep calling you Chili Dog. Dog, did you know he plays the bass?
Wait. No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I know
Yeah,
now.
yeah, he's good. So that Danny
Yo,
had this that poetry jam.
let me just tell my man that I got nothing but respect for Dick Gregory. Yo, that man was a monster, and he always told it like it is.
Always,
You know,
always.
when we were young coming up, was when we first got glimpses of him. He was one of the first stand-ups I ever seen, not just stand up, but
Sit
sit
down.
down
Sit down.
and
Yeah.
talk to a room full of white people and just be just as smooth smoking this cigarette, talking shit. I was like, man, this you couldn't do nothing but respect him. He
Oh,
had
for
his
sure.
own style.
Yeah,
Always
and
like that about him. And
and the thing
he used to do a lot of work out at he used to do a lot of work at my home theater now in Queens, the Black Spectrum Theater.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff out of Black Spectrum, man. As a matter of fact, for people listening, um, in April I'm gonna be doing a show called Picking Up the Pieces at the Black Spectrum Theater.
Okay.
It's the first show I ever did. I've done a lot of shows. I've done a lot of shows at that theater. We won awards at that theater, but this is the first show I ever seen where the audience is telling the person that's playing my ex-wife to slap me and all kind of stuff, man. They were yelling out shit, like they went to the movie theater and was just enjoying the show and just talking
That's when
trash
you
while we
really
up.
get into it. When you really get into the show and the characters, that's the reaction.
Yeah, and then the month. Let me see. That's in April, and then in May, I'm doing the Odd Couple out there at the Black
Uh-huh.
Spectrum Theater out in Queens, New York. The Odd Couple. So y'all come out and see that. We're gonna have some fun with that. We're gonna have some fun with
That's
that.
what's up.
Yeah, I'm playing Oscar.
You playing Oscar?
I'm
The
playing
Slav?
Oscar.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Slav
Slav.
and the other dude that is he's tailor made for the piece because this dude actually cooks and all that stuff, and that was Felix. Felix was the cook and very anal attentive. Well,
Very, yeah.
this dude so we're gonna have a good time. As a matter of fact, for the people that have seen me in the Soldiers play, both runs that I did, well, I did a Soldiers play 3 different times, and all 3 times the dude playing Felix played
You see
Wilkie.
Chili, right?
What the hell is he
He's trying
doing?
to say
Yeah,
something
what
to
are you
you.
doing?
Yeah, he's trying to come at you.
That big ass nose. Ah, damn.
Yo.
Yo, Judge, you know who he remind me of?
What's
You
that?
remember you actually the closer he get to the camera, the more he look like Joe Camel and shit.
He can hear you, you know, right?
I hope he can.
Yo, um,
Looking like Jimmy Durante.
he do look like Jimmy a little bit. Ricky was saying that Dick Gregory's in his award and his award-winning documentary. He actually won 46 awards for that piece. So if you get a chance to check it out, check it out. It's interesting. You got Jesse Jackson in there, Dr. Khalid. You got uh, Martin Luther King the third in there. Maxine, what is yo? You just check it out when you get it. I know you
Yo,
busy, you doing your thing,
I definitely
but
gotta check
check
it
it
out.
out.
I gotta check
Yeah,
it out. Oh, I'm getting ready. As a matter of fact, in also in March, I'm heading
drop your
out to
socials, drop all
Las
your where people can get you, where they
what?
can see you, come and see you, and because Chill is out of the loop, man. Chill, you took yourself out of the loop, B. You know what I'm saying, man? We ran this through. We did the rehearsals and whatnot. So Chill, so Dark,
That's
it's your fault, basically. You know.
that's what happens when you lazy, man. Look, that's what happens when you lazy.
And, you
Am I
know, you're
right,
gonna
Chill?
blame me for this shit. I ain't got nothing to do with you, you know, not showing up.
You
You
set him
showed
up.
up, you showed out.
You
No,
said
I
his.
ain't.
You said his fat. You said his fat ass up
That's what
to
he gonna
get
say.
cut up.
That's what he gonna say. Come at me some kind of way. But yeah. Uh
Oh, I'm-
drop your
I
social.
ain't did this in years.
I know you're having
Oh,
fun with it too, man.
Gil Tucker, or you can catch me at Gil Tucker on Instagram, Gil Tucker on Facebook, Gil Tucker on Twitter.
So let me ask you, like you know, before we close it out, uh, when you guys first started, you were Hines and
We were
Tucker.
Tucker and Hines.
Tucker, all right, Tucker and
That was the
Hines.
argument. It's gonna be Tucker and Hines or Hines and Tucker. I said it's Tucker and Hines.
All right, so you took the lead on that. Tucker and Hines, and then
Yeah.
after you broke up, look at him. Hey, yo, when you went solo dolo, you were guilty.
Oh, what? Oh, well, when I was before I teamed up with Chili, I was Dark Gable. Matter of fact, when I met Chili when we did the comedy class, his
Right.
name was Sunshine, and he was a
What?
male stripper. Yeah, he was
Nah,
a male stripper.
nah.
He told me, he said, "Yo, man, I'm gonna be stripping up in Harlem." He said, "You need to come check this out so you can see all how these hoes be acting." I said, I'm coming. I get up there. He come out there. He's stripping. It was this fat, big, fat, ugly ass woman. Said, "Come over here." I came all the way from Harlem to see that shit. To see this shit. I laughed. I said, "Bitch, you in Harlem?" She was grabbing on his little G string. I was like, "Look at this nigga here." But he used to work with it was a dude. What was his name? Chili Hercules or some shit.
Mandingo
Some other
or
dude. Some other.
Anaconda.
I think he did work with Mandingo. I think he did work with Mandingo. But back then, that's what he was doing when I met him. Then we got into the comedy, you know, and the rest was history. But we like I said, we worked for a year, then we split up. Um, then him and T did it for about 3. Then when I came back in that, you know, we kept working from there. Take yourself off of mute, man, and stop going. Take yourself off of mute.
You're on mute, Chill. You've been on mute the whole show, B. But I wanted to, this is Ricky Jason, Doc, and Chill.
He
The
talking to
show
he
is
talking to
called
himself.
Bird. The show is called Bird. Ricky Jason's documentary, The Life and Tragic Death of James Bird Jr., featuring Dick Gregory. And he points out that it's free to watch on YouTube. Thank you, Ricky, for that. He said it's one of the greatest shows on the planet. Karen says that she points out she's enjoying
Who
watching
said
Chili. That's the white
who
lady
said
from Wisconsin. You the one who profiled her. You racial profile her, and she's enjoyed watching Chili.
Asshole. She's enjoying watching this ass on TV on cable.
But yo, man, we got to do it again. Yo, chill. We'll do it again, B. We'll give you a chance to come back if you want.
No, no.
If you want, B. You know what I'm saying? Because Doc ate you up tonight, man. Straight up. Now that wasn't planned.
You coming up?
I just set you up, B. You know how I get down. You know, she can't. You're still talking, and ain't nothing coming out.
Shut up, bitch, because you're talking to yourself.
Yo,
one of these,
I love you
one
guys.
of these days, she'll get it together.
So what did that rumor with the gas station? Because the cats used to say to me, George, if they want to go to the gas, if they talk about they out of gas, tell them you got to get out the car, you know, and don't go.
You know what? Knowing them, I can tell you exactly what happened. Because knowing Chili, the kind of stupid shit Chili would do, they probably had somebody with them, went inside the gas station, paid for shit, and they came running out and jumped in the car like they stole something and peeled off. That's probably what happened. And the person that was with them believed that, yeah, they would have did that, man. That's the kind of shit Chili did. Chili walked past a hooker and act like she pissed his ass. I'll never forget, he was walking, and he said, hey, and the woman said, he said, hey, you pinched my ass. She said, you got to grow some ass for somebody to pinch it, honey.
That's fucked up. Yo, chill. You got to come back, B. You got to say something, man. He said you bullshitting, dog.
He said you talking shit all day. Buy some real shit, then you can talk with us, you dumb motherfucker.
Yo, all right. We're going to wrap this up. Doc, you already gave your social and stuff. Chill. Yo, B, you know.
Chill ain't got no social. You can find him on Instagram under what?
Twerking. He ain't twerking. He got
twerking.
His clothes
nobody want to see that shit.
No, but
he'll have 40 million non-views and shit. So they say, oh no, I don't want to see that shit. Turn it off.
He's dying. He can't say nothing, man. I know this shit is killing him. I know, and you know that too.
I'm having fun.
I know you are.
I don't go all the way in on his ass. He's lucky.
Yo.
I've been nice.
I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play you out with that that comedy piece. I like that, and all out because we got damn near 565 before I lose and whatnot. I want to play it out. Let them see because they didn't see that.
Before you go, I just want to remind everybody that for a lot of you that don't know, they named a town in New Jersey after Chili's mother. I'm not lying.
Word?
It's called Freehold. It's called Freehold.
He's still trying to get it out. Yo. So what's the town called again?
Freehold.
Freehold. You ain't right. Yo, chill. Chili. I'm trying to unmute your joint, man, and say goodnight.
Yo, take off your mother's glasses and act right. You got on your girlfriend's glasses. Now you really look like Mr. Potato Head, man. Shut up, bitch.
I mean, Ronnie used to tell me, he said, yo, man, I work with the Most Brothers, man. And they was getting ready to get into it with Cortez. He walked in, Cortez, they accused Cortez of stealing their shit. I said, what joke? What bit was that?
Let me Cortez used 2 or 3 of our jokes that night. And I had never worked with Cortez.
So you know
I
he
really
took
didn't know him.
Yeah.
But we walked in We get on stage. Cortez was the feature act. We were the headliners. We get up on stage. We start doing our routine. Then all of a sudden,
we heard that already.
we did one out. We heard that. We said what? So then we kept going. We didn't know. Yo, we heard that too. We said, well, who the hell you heard that from? The guy that was just on stage. We're like, what? So I came off stage. When we got off stage, we called the agent over. We like, yo, man, how the hell could you hire somebody? You know our material. How the hell could you hire somebody that you know that was doing our shit? And the guy was like, the agent was like, yo, man, I didn't know he was gonna do y'all material and blah, blah, blah. So while we saying this, Cortez's manager walks up and he's like, yo, man, what are y'all talking about? What do you mean? We said, yo, man, your boy was doing our shit. I ain't saying he stole it directly from us like he's seen us in the show, because I don't know the motherfucker like that. So next year, you know, Cortez come rolling up. He's like, yo, man, heard you motherfuckers trying to say I stole your shit. I said, hold on, man. I said, I don't know you. I said, I don't know if you stole our shit. I said, but I don't ever remember working with you. But I heard you did this bit. I heard you do that bit. I said, I got tapes of me and my partner doing that shit 10 years ago. You was doing that shit 10 years ago? He was like, no. And then he was like, yo, man, yo, my bad. I just didn't feel right. I
Wait,
felt
hold
that
up.
you guys were
He
trying to say that
apologized.
I stole your shit.
Cortez
Yeah,
apologized.
because he knew he was in the wrong.
You damn right he apologized.
Because yeah, Ron was like, yo, man, they almost went at it. They got, because I know, because the last time I remember you telling, because I know I did a few of your stuff and I didn't know it was yours, to be honest with you. You know, that one with the, sometimes I was at Sweetwater's. I was hosting Sweet. I used to do Monday nights. And, you know, this white girl got up, fine, big fat ass. I said, damn. I said, where you from? She said, I'm Polish, you know, big fat. I said, damn, you got any black in you? You know, I said, look at that fatty you got, baby girl. She goes, I don't. I said, you know, you want some? I didn't know that was yours.
Yo, matter of fact,
I did not know that was yours. I think Chili told me, maybe you told me.
Yeah, we were doing another set. We had another comedian that was working with us. He'd seen us doing that joke. He decided to use our joke in front of us, but change a little piece of it. He goes,
that same joke?
He was telling everybody, yeah, he was saying he was Jamaican, I think.
You're not talking about Maceo.
No, not Maceo. He said, you got any Jamaican in you? And she said, no. He said, you want some? But you know, but we were like, this nigga,
he did a variation.
You know,
okay.
Exactly. But it's the same thing. But my whole thing is, if you doing our shit because you stole it from somebody we don't know.
Right.
I got it from beefing with you.
I got that shit from
We're just gonna let you know, yo. We're just letting you know, yo, that's our shit.
That's ours, yeah.
We ain't gonna try and get into no beef with you. We just say that's our shit. You know?
Okay.
And that's it. It's so basically what we was saying to Cortez when she started, it was the way he came up. Like, yo, man, how you motherfucker gonna say I'm stealing your shit? I said, hold on, man. And I defused the situation. And I said, yo, I ain't say you stole my shit directly from me. What I said is you doing our shit.
Right.
And how I know you doing our shit is because you did this and you did that. I said, we got tapes of us doing that 10 years ago. You got any tapes of you doing that shit 10 years ago? We wrote it over 10 years ago. And that's when he was like, that's when he had to catch himself because he knew he was in the wrong.
Because he basically just started out. He was only in the game a couple of years.
And everybody was talking about, see, that's how shit becomes stock. Everybody's like, yo, you guys be doing stock jokes. Somebody writes a joke, they do the joke is funny. Somebody likes the joke, here's the joke, and puts it in the joke book.
Right
it in the joke book. Now other people are reading it out of that joke book, and everybody's doing the joke because it's funny. Okay, granted, that's how your shit becomes stock.
Listen,
But
I heard a lot of your
somebody
stuff on Snap.
originally, right? Matter of fact, well, when Snaps came out, Monteria Ivy did two Snap books. Those first two Snap books, half of that was ours. The other comedians gave. The third
Okay.
Snap book, he had ran out of shit. Them other comics had ran out of shit. He came to us. Matter of fact, Uncle Jimmy Mac was on the cover of our Snap book,
Okay.
the book that we did. And when he came to us, that's when we gave him. And if you look in that Snap book, you'll see a bunch of stuff in there that'll say, "Thanks to the Most Brothers, that kind of
Oh,
stuff."
he
And
gave you a prop.
I sat down. Yeah, and I sat down and wrote most of that stuff because he had
Uh-huh.
to pay me for it. I said, "Yeah, well, you got all of the shit for free. You paying for this,
Right. Yeah.
you know?" But and if you think about it, me and Chili brought Snaps back. Nobody was snapping until me and Chili started doing that shit where I got off stage and I started talking about his mama, and we would go at it like that. Then all of a sudden, not long after that, Monteria Ivy had the idea to start doing snaps, and then they started doing the snaps in the Uptown Room.
Because I know when we were going upstate, I had that room up in Binghamton. When I think you worked for me like 3 times, 3 or 4
That
times.
was a long ass drive, man.
It was a long drive, but it was a beautiful room, and they treated us well there too. They were good.
I don't give a long ass drive, man. That was,
you know what I had to do though,
like
man?
12 hours.
I got you guys that gig in Brooklyn from that room. I don't know if you remember it. I think it was on Linden Boulevard somewhere. I forget, a West Indian spot. And a girl called and she said, "I don't have money to pay the Most Brother." I said, "Oh shit, come on now." I had to call what's his name in Binghamton, Kenny, the promoter for the room. And he came all the way to New York. I met him over there, I think on 47th Street somewhere. And he had to pay me. He made sure he showed me that he had the money for you guys. But did y'all get paid that night?
I don't even remember, man. I don't remember because
you don't remember that?
Times we would go through that kind of. You know how many times we would go through that kind of shit, and it was very rare that shit ever happened in a white room. But it was always a problem with most of the black rooms. You go in a black room, so like, if you worked with certain people, you knew you were getting paid. Other people, it was like, well,
it was iffy.
See. And once that shit happened one time, we wouldn't work for that person no more.
That's some white promoters too that did that. Out in Pennsylvania, what's his name? Used to always say, "Work with me." Remember that dude? He had a room. He had a nice room. It happened to be a fucking bowling alley, but he paid good. But he was always like, "Work with me, work with me." You know, and he put you up with some shit places.
That was the black rooms. Yo, I never forget, man. We did a gig for this one agent. I'm not gonna mention his name. He's out of Jersey. He's out of North Jersey. Did the gig for him, and he was coming from another spot. And where we were at, for some reason, they had a problem with the money. My man, the spot that he was coming from was a strip club. He paid us in ones. I never get that shit, but at least we got paid. And I was scared to take the money home because a lot of it was smelling like coochie. And I was like, yo, how I'm gonna give my wife this stinking money and shit? She gonna swear, you know,
that was fucking. Yeah.
Funny as fuck. Yeah. I said, nah, baby. I told her who it was, and he told us it was. And yeah. But that was, look at this fool, man.
What's up, Chip?
He loves attention, man. He loves attention. Unmute yourself so you can talk.
But
unmute yourself, man.
I remember that.
Don't he look like a fat Stan Laurel? He's like, I'm sorry, Ollie. Look at him.
Yeah. Did you do weekends on Pips? You did weekends, right? With
yeah.
No. But I'm talking about when Seth had it. When Seth had it.
Seth. I auditioned for Seth when I first started doing solo stand-up. Seth loved me. Seth said, "Yo, man," he said, "You an actor, right?" I said, "Yeah." So how can you tell? He said, "Because the way that you do your stand up. He said, you know what? From now on, he said, if you ever want a room where you can work out, this is your spot. And that's why I used to work out a lot of my material before I went into the city with it.
You know what? I had to
was
follow Dice one night when he was Dice, because you know, I used to get those little before Mike came in. Remember Mike? He was cool. I used to do weekends for him there. And then when Ray took over, I was doing weekends.
I forgot all about Mike. Yeah, I remember Mike now.
I was cool. You know, I did weekends for him. Seth never gave me a weekend, right? And I'm working on Thursday nights for $20, chill. And Thursday nights, and who walks in Thursday night right before, a few minutes before I'm the next year. Dice walks in, and he's Dice. He had just sold out the stadium in L.A. or wherever the fuck. He was selling out stadiums, arenas. And Steph said, "Yo,
Hickory Dock. This bitch was sucking my cock." Yeah.
And they loved it. They ate that shit up. They went crazy. It's like Seth said, "Yo, I got to
one of our bitch.
Who
He
Dice?
took one of our bitch too.
Yeah, but they said Dice stole all of Sam's stuff.
He took one of our bits too. Our bit was we had a bit we used to do when you say you know, we done travel all over the country, and no matter where you go, I don't care where you go, no matter where you go, you can go to your bus terminals, your airports, your train stations, wherever you go, you're gonna see signs in English and signs in Spanish. We think they should have just one sign that said learn English or get the fuck out the country.
Look out.
He took
that was yours?
He took that ran with it. And when we would do it places, we would, oh, that's Dice. No, nigga, that's ours. I can show you footage of that way before Dice was doing it. Dice took all of
Sam Kinnison's.
No. He got some of Sam's, but the main person he hit was a person that I had to follow. I had to follow in Pips one night. Otto and George.
Oh, Otto, yeah, Otto was great.
Otto had all of those poems. Dice took all them poems and ran with it.
I didn't know that was Otto stuff. Yeah,
that was most of those poems came from Otto and George. And that's
I got high with Otto one night.
You got high with him?
Yeah, and when he living in Jersey with Chips, with Dom Eppolino. Did you know Chips when he was Dom Eppolino?
Yeah, but my favorite, man, let me put it this way. My favorite story about your boy, not Chips, the one you were just talking about. We were doing a show with him in Staten Island, and Ray Garvey had booked us. He was featuring, we were closing, and for some reason, I don't remember what it was, he talked Ray into giving him his money before he did his set. And
oh,
right away,
what's his name? You talking about Ronnie?
No, not Ronnie. You were just talking about it. Otto had talked Ray into giving him his money before the second show started.
Mistake.
And then he disappeared. And Ray was like, no, matter of fact, after the first show, and Ray was like, yo, Ray was nervous as hell, and everybody was saying, you should have never gave him money before the show started.
Nah.
But to his credit, Otto came back and did the set.
Oh, he did? He came back?
He came back and did the set because we just knew we were going to have to do a 2-hour show that night. We used to do 2-hour shows sometimes, man, depending on where we were at.
Yeah. Remember that kid, that guy that used to be with Freddie Prinze? He was the youngest guy that ever do the Tonight Show. His first name was Dave. I worked with him in Connecticut at Joker's Wild. And cocaine, he was all fucked up on coke. He was the youngest white guy. Suit and tie, suited down. Real professional, you know, and but he had a bad cocaine habit. And he found out I was from uptown. He said, yo, man, can you, you know, you bring me something tomorrow night and find out. And I'm like, yo, B, come on, man. I'm not making no stop, but he wanted crack. He didn't just want cocaine. He wanted some crack. Huh? And that was the thing. Couldn't pay him. I remember that. You ever worked Joker's Wild on Crown Street? New
Yeah,
Haven.
yeah.
With Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that spot before.
If Johnny didn't like you, he'd have you
Yeah,
set up, man. He set up some of the acts and the headliners and stuff. If he didn't like you, if he didn't respect you, you go in the parking lot to get in your car, man, you get stuck up. But yeah, so that was John.
well, you know what? On the good thing about us is that we had a reputation. So most of those agents and managers and shit, they didn't mess with us
Right.
because we weren't afraid to speak up and say some shit,
Right.
and they knew and they knew that we would have crazy. Plus, he had all those rumors going around about us sticking up gas stations and all that shit. They kind of people knew that we had like that.
That
We would
reputation.
talk shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't talk. We talk shit to anybody. We didn't care who you were. It's just like we had rooms where we would go in and they would say, "Well, look, don't say nothing. Don't say this word. Don't say that word." And I never forget, we would do in one
They'll
room.
look like straight up gangsters here. Straight G's, no doubt.
Man. We used to walk in the room and people would be like, "Yo, man, don't say the F word." And I said, and I never forget, we walked on the stage and said, "Hey, how the fuck y'all doing?" He told us not to say fuck. Why the fuck we can't say fucking? Is he fucking crazy? So we didn't give a fuck.
Period. Point blank. Yeah.
Unless it was somebody that we wanted to appease because we wanted to be back in that room.
Somebody you respected.
Yeah, we used to keep it clean as hell when we did when we first started doing Atlantic City and Las Vegas. And then we had another comedian that we worked with named Uncle Dirty. Uncle Dirty, they had told him Uncle Dirty used to work with Red Fox, not Red Fox. Uncle Dirty used to work with Richard Pryor, and he used to write for Richard Pryor. So I never forget, we were getting ready to do. He was headlining over us at the Tropicana. That was one of the comedians that could make it past us. So we doing the show, and my man Bob kept on and said, "Look, no cursing," and he had a list of words on the back wall behind the stage, and they said you couldn't say this, that. So Uncle Dirty was always kind of dirty with his shit anyway, but he kind of like stepped back. Now, the first night, one day a week, Bob would take off, and everybody knew what day that was. I think it was like a Thursday or something. So this particular Thursday, Bob was off. And my man, Uncle Dirty, went in there and he looked at us. He said, "Bob ain't here tonight. I'm going the fuck off." We were like, "Really?" And he went up there, man, and he started telling jokes about how he hated this one woman, and he adored this other woman. So he said his idea would be, his fantasy would be to be in the front window with a high-powered rifle, getting ready to shoot the one babe that he hated, while the other babe that he was in love with was there giving him some head. He said that you can't get no better. I was, man, this nigga crazy. He was crazy as hell, but that's kind of shit that he would do. Uncle Dirty was wild, man.
Was he like Wild Man Steve?
He said Uncle Dirty he said he was with Richard Pryor when Richard Pryor wrote that joke about the stuttering Chinese dude in the restaurant. The stuttering.
Yeah,
he said he was actually there, and it was a stuttering Chinese dude, a Chinese waiter. He said it was the funniest shit he ever seen in his life. Him and Richard talked about it, and then they wrote it out for him to do.
They wrote that bit.
But that bit was hilarious. But yeah, he was on Richard Pryor's TV show when he did the TV show that he had. He was on that too.
Well, we had Robin Williams and St. Bernard and all of that. Yeah,
he was one of that crew.
Which one? Oh, I know you're talking about.
And he's like, let Mojo handle it. When he did all of that, when he did
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the
yeah,
the,
yeah.
the, the, the
That was
preacher
a
and
hell of
everything else,
a. Yeah, yeah.
Richard Pryor
But
show,
that was a hell of
the
a.
TV show.
Yeah, a hell of a
Episode,
staff that they had.
as a
And a
matter of
hell
fact,
of a
remember
crew.
he came out one day. He got taken off right after he came out with a
When he was butt
it was
naked,
a
like he looked like he was butt naked.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was a body stocking. It
right.
looked like he
Yeah,
was butt naked. But it was it was a lot of beefs. Matter of fact, both him and Red Fox had their own TV shows that got taken off. You know, and because neither one of them wanted to curtail to what
they had Marshall Warfield on there. Right. Yeah, I
Marshall
remember
Warfield.
David. That was the one that he was sitting when he had the afro. David, I forget his last name, but now I know you're talking about. Yeah,
Paul
because I know
Mooney.
everybody. Paul Mooney,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, all of them. Matter of fact, he was doing when he did the scene when he did that little sketch when he said let Mojo handle it. The guy that I'm talking about, Uncle Dirty, was actually in that scene with him.
Okay. Yeah.
He was one of the people in that tent that they were having the revival at. He was one of the people in it. So yeah, but
Was Mojo the one that was in the wheelchair? Was that the?
No, wasn't no wheelchair. He had a nappy ass afro with these torn up clothes, and
I
he was
remember
like
the guy
a
that he
preacher.
said he couldn't
And he's
talk,
like,
he couldn't walk when he came in. I can't walk. He said, "Let Mojo." He did that.
yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
That wasn't him, but that was He had one of them. That was when Mojo was in that shit. He said, and he just threw his ass out the wheelchair.
He
See,
threw
Mojo
the.
handling. Yeah, Pryor was hilarious, man. I used to love me some Richard Pryor. But yeah, man, Uncle Dirty was hilarious, man. Hilarious. I was sorry to see him go, but funny as hell. He lived out there in Jersey too.
Yo, Doc. Again, we coming up on 2 hours.
2 hours,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, man.
I expect
Love
my
you.
check in the mail. And send me Chili's check too, because he didn't do shit there.
I don't know what happened to Chill. I know. Yo, so gotta do it again, man. So tell everybody again what we can expect, what's coming up before we close it out. You got your plays and stuff. And
all right. Well, I got 2 plays that'll be at the Black Spectrum Theater in Queens, New York. It's around Jamaica. And one of them is called Picking Up the Pieces. That show is getting a lot of positive feedback. And then right behind that, I'll be doing The Odd Couple. I'm playing Oscar Madison in that. And before that, next month, well, I'm going out to LA to shoot a film with some people out there where I'm actually playing Red Fox.
do a little red before you break out. Do a little red.
It's just a short scene. When we do some red.
Little red. Yeah.
Let me see. How y'all doing? I ran into an ugly woman the other day. Her name was Esther. That's an ugly woman. Don't get me wrong. Everybody has the right to be ugly. But Esther abuses the privilege. I'm telling you, she's so ugly. She's scared the shit out of X-Lax. That's an ugly woman. Oh, damn, she ugly.
Yo. That's Guilty, a.k.a. Dark Mose, a.k.a. Dark Eagle Mose. Huh? Red Fox. That was great. But thank you, Doc. Thank you, Gil. And I don't know what's up with Gil. I want to thank Chili Mose as well.
He'll be back. He'll be back on in about 5 minutes, like this.
After the show.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I'm gonna bring him by himself, man, and let him clear this whole thing up. But I appreciate you, man. And good luck on everything, man. Break a leg, keep doing your thing, staying busy. You look great, and you sound great as well. So I appreciate
Thank you,
you,
brother.
and have a good night. Most definitely.
I now I expect to see you at one of the plays when I come up there this trip, man.
Oh,
Try
most
to get
definitely.
back
Let
in
me know.
contact.
Definitely keep me
Oh,
posted.
you ever do any work with Janice Massetti?
Janice took my room, man. Yeah, she took my room.
Okay,
I think I had in Hartsdale. Uh,
all right, because I'm getting ready to
listen,
do whenever I come to town. She's doing the Broadway Comedy Club now. I try to do her room whenever I
just
get
call
there,
me. Let me. I'll stop by.
just so
I'll
I can
see. She know
just
what
so I
she
can
did.
just so I can stay sharp. Yeah. Man, yo,
Just let me know.
you know me.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, my
I
brother.
know. All right,
I'll be
Gil.
looking forward to seeing you when I get back up there, man.
Let me
And if
know.
you see my big head brother, tell him I said uh get a real system and stop bullshitting.
No doubt. No doubt. Gil Tuck,
All
everybody.
right, Mr.
God
Mason.
favor most. Yes, sir. God bless you and thank you.
Peace. Peace.
Peace. That was Dog Gable, Gil Tucker, most definitely most brothers. And we had with us for a minute there too, Chili Most, Ron Hines. And I don't know what happened with the system. Things happen, technical difficulties, if you will, uh, happens from time to time. But both of those brothers, I want to thank them. Back in the day, we had fun, and they had a reputation. They were very funny, very classy, and by that piece, man, that I played up front. And again, we did over 2 hours, man. This is just, basically a lot of history, and that just goes down and stuff like that. But it's pioneers, if you will, legends, and we have Ricky Jason tuning in, Cameron Bowden from Wisconsin, Teresa, little lady man, she doesn't like Teresa, so we go with her stage name, if you will, want to call it that professional name, from the Ground Up Productions. Chucky Chuck was in the house as well, Devon Tony, regulars and stuff, and then we had close to uh, you know, 570 people, which was good. They hung in there with us about as long as they could, and I thank them for that. I got a show this Saturday, February 11th. I want to mention that coming up at Comedy in Harlem, and there I am. Started off. We got Leanne Lord, Max May, Stephen Hightower, Kenny Williams. It should be a good show, great show actually. And you got the very funny, very talented Jamie Roberts, who's the proprietor of Comedy in Harlem, and his wife Sunshine. They do their thing there, and the club is really nice. It's a real room. When I say that, I mean the way it's set up and structured. Comedians know what I'm talking about when I say a real room. It's conducive for comedy, and I was there. I enjoyed working there. I felt real comfortable there, and I'll be there February. It's an early show. It's tickets. Where is it? $25, and it's 5 o'clock show. Pre Valentine's Day, if you will. They got another show. I don't know if it's two shows or not that evening, but they're not going to call it Saturday afternoon jokes, and it's a 5 o'clock spot for me. I like it because I can get in. I'm all the way out here in the boondocks, and I call it Siberia, as far as Rockaway. So I can get in the club. I got a lot of family in Harlem uptown, but that's okay. So we'll wait and get in and do our thing. All right, Lisa Marie, God bless you. Shout out to you. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Ricky Jason says, great show. I'm proud of you, Mr. Mason. I'm proud of you too, Ricky. And we're going to definitely have you back again. And on the 22nd of February this month, through the efforts of Ricky Jason, I'm going to have Stevie D. You heard me. the Force MDs. Stevie D. That's Stevie D. That's the 22nd. A Wednesday night, 8 p.m. I spoke with Mr. Laurie. That's Stevie D. Huh? God bless him. Listen at that. Tearing it up. Yes, I have it. It's going to be an incredible show. One of the greatest groups ever. Jesus. Incredible. Not only singing, listen at that. Not only that, what they did, their dance steps and stuff, choreography, and how they put their shows together, and talk about harmonizing. I mean, you know, there's three brothers and then cousins. And I think that Stevie will tell us. He'll tell us about his journey, what's going on with the Force MDs presently, how he's holding up. I can't wait for that. I'm excited about that. Huh? Listen at that. My God. What he's saying. What they're saying. Huh? Break it down, baby. Mama. I could just listen to that all day, all night. He said he heard it say that a man is not. Let me just listen to that and play you out with that. Huh? Damn. Yo. It's just like that. Much love, fam. Always, no doubt. Lisa Marie, God bless you. Respect, Ricky, Jason, no doubt. We're gonna close it out. We got them on the 22nd. On the 15th, we got Oba. He played with Oba Babatunde. He's a percussionist, a singer of the Valley. So the 15th, we got Sangha. 22nd, Stevie D. And again, thank the Most Brothers, Chili and Dark. Great show. And I want to thank you guys out there. Much support and much love and much blessings to you. Stay strong, stay up. Keep God first and foremost. God in your heart always. And you can't be wrong if you're doing the right thing. And persistence always overcomes resistance. Okay? Remember that. If you have a loved one, you tell your loved ones that you love them and hug them. Let them know. If you can't hug them, you tell them that you love them. Keep that message close to your heart and stay strong. Peace. Good night.